way.
All right. We have a couple of people want to say something. That's Gerry Hannan. Now, you kind of are involved in an ongoing battle with
It
Frank
must be
McCourt.
one-sided. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yes,
you wrote a book
know
called...
everything about it, Frank. You have been peddling lies about Limerick for the last 2.5 years. In every television station, in every newspaper, you have told lies about Limerick, about your mother, about Teresa Carmody, about Willie Harold. You have done nothing but lied. You are a liar. You are a self-confessed liar. Teresa Carmody was 3 days away from her death when you wrote in your book that you had sexual intercourse with her. You never mentioned anywhere in your book that it was with her consent. Was it with her consent, Frank?
Frank?
Was it with her consent?
There was no Teresa Carmody. It's a made-up name.
It's not a made-up name. You named her mother. You're going to tell more lies now, are you?
There was no
Okay, that's number one.
Teresa
Number two,
Carmody.
at no
Just a
point-
minute, we're not
with
finished.
Teresa Carmody first.
Teresa
At no
Carmody.
point- at no
Teresa
point in your
Carmody.
book.
Teresa
At no-
Carmody is a made-up
It is
name.
not a made-up
The
name.
young
You're a
lady,
liar.
you will never know her
You are a
name.
liar. You are a liar. Number two, Frank McCourt.
Why are you so obsessed with me?
Because, Frank, Jesus Christ up in heaven.
How old are you, by the way?
You
How old are you?
It's
How old are you?
irrelevant. You hammered your mother. You picked her as a lazy,
What I did is
loose-moral,
so you could be virtuous.
good-for-nothing whore. That's what you depicted your mother as. You owe your mother an apology. Teresa Carmody's parents, Teresa Carmody's family at least, are looking into
Okay.
this programme tonight
Gerry,
to owe
can
her
I-
an
can I just
apology.
say-
And number,
Can I
sorry, I
explain
drove from
something to you? No, I'll
Limerick.
come
I
back to you.
drove from Limerick tonight to make 3 points, and I
Okay.
want to make
Make
them.
the third.
You've censored me before, Pat. You're not censoring me again.
When did I censor
Number
you, by the
three,
way?
you censored me, you interviewed me, you gave me a 20-minute interview, and without explanation, you chopped it on your radio programme.
We often chop pieces
That's
for
crap.
length. Absolutely.
Number three,
It's not crap,
number
it's
three,
custom and
number
practice.
three, Frank. Why, if this miserable childhood that you had in Limerick, this so-called miserable childhood that you've peddled your lies all over the world, right? Miserable lanes of Limerick, miserable childhood, miserable people of Limerick, misery, 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 the whole flipping way. If that's the case, why did you not discuss your well-paid employment with Jackie Brosnan? Why did you not discuss your years with St. Joseph's Spy Scout movement? You never discussed it.
Okay.
For the same reason
St.
I
Joseph's
didn't
Spy
discuss
Scout was the elite
various
Spy
schools
Scout
that
movement.
You've had
of
enough
Limerick.
time
Yeah,
now.
Elite
hang on,
Spy
Gerry,
Scout
Gerry,
movement.
can I just
You
ask you-
are a liar.
Okay, you've made your point.
You're a liar.
Jerry, can I ask you one question? And I think it's the reason Frank was asking how old you were, is that he's writing of a time from before you were born.
Frank, or Pat,
I mean, isn't that so?
You're a journalist, you've heard of research. I have interviewed over 70 people that are contemporaries of Frank McCourt. I interviewed Moira Gallagher. She describes Angela McCourt as the angel of the lanes.
Can I also
Angela
suggest to you
McCourt.
that the late Jim Kemmy thought that Frank's book
Jim
was an
Kemmy is-
accurate description of the way things were
Jim
in the
Kemmy-
Limerick of their mutual youth.
Jim Kemmy, with all due respect to him, was a very close friend of Frank McCourt.
No, he
so I
wasn't.
was happy.
I didn't meet him
Yes, he
till
was.
just before he died.
He was.
I
Frank,
met
he
him
was.
just before he died.
I can't believe a
so
word
you're
out
a
of your
liar.
mouth. You're a liar.
I met him just
can't
before he
believe-
died.
I can't believe a
I
word
didn't
out
know
of your mouth. I'm sorry,
Jim
I don't
Kemmy.
believe you.
Jim Kemmy.
You're a liar.
I'm not sure who the audience are applauding, by the way, but I must let Frank get back in from the charges to respond to the charges you've made.
The name Teresa Carmody was one I made up because I was not going to name
Did you
the
also
actual
make up the
person.
name of the girl in Bavaria? You seem to have a morbid fascination for necrophilia.
I do. I like women.
For
If
necrophilia.
you don't mind, I like women.
Necrophilia.
I love women. I'm mad about women. I've been married 3 times, and the one I'm married to now is going to last forever
Women.
because I'm infatuated with women.
Women
and to
who are
protect
3
my
minutes
own
away
wife,
from
I
their
make
death.
up a false name. I don't know why you're so obsessed with me. Don't you have a life? Go ahead and live. Do something.
Women.
Go ahead. Find a cause. There are poor people in Limerick. Go and help the poor of Limerick. Don't obsess with me all the time. You're there. You're in a city in
There
the
are
south of Ireland,
the
and
two
you're
women
obsessed with me. And I'm sure there are few people
the
in
two women you
when they
named-
sent out casting calls
The
for the
two-
movie in Limerick. Hundreds of people showed up. Then they brought their children to be an
Why did you
Angela's
lie
Nation.
about Willie
And if
Harris?
they hated If they
Why did
hated
you
the
lie
book
about
and the
Willie
movie,
Harrell?
why were they
did you
auditioning
lie
for this
about
terrible
Willie
movie?
Harrell? You said Willie Harrell.
Jerry,
You
Jerry,
said
Jerry,
Willie
I made a
Harrell.
mistake.
You said
I want to
Willie
go down here. I
Harrell.
want to go down here because
You said.
because there's one thing I want to ask you.
This
and
man
it's
said-
hang on, it's the
this man
question.
said-
It's
I
the
made a
question.
mistake,
Hang on.
yeah,
Shh.
yeah.
Most people watching this
He
have
castigated
no
it.
idea of the people you're talking about because it's fine
Okay.
detail about Limerick. You've made your point that you think it's very inaccurate. But what
He's a
I'd really
liar,
like to know
not
is
inaccurate lies.
why you are so obsessed. I mean, the latest book is called Tis. You're bringing out a book called Tisn't.
It's called Tisn't My Ass.
Okay, I wasn't given the full title, but okay, Tisn't My Ass. I thought it was going to be called Tisn't. This current book is about America. It's about his experiences in America. Now,
He
what are you
spends
writing?
his time in America reminiscing about
Yeah,
his
but
miserable days back
This
in
is all,
miserable Limerick.
what do you know about his life in America that you're going
Zero.
to contradict everything?
Zero.
So why are you
Oh.
writing another book?
But who says my book is contradicting? Tisn't
Well,
isn't
Ashes
published
was
yet.
your last book, Ashes, was contradicting Angela's.
Ashes was another side of the story. It was about the people who were happy, who lived on the lanes of Limerick, my relatives,
Okay.
okay, who were happy. They had a happy childhood.
Yes, we have. Sure.
That Gerry Hannan didn't even write the book Ashes. It was written by a fellow by the name of Frank Hamilton.
Is that so, Jerry?
That is a total and absolute lie.
Jerry,
That is a lie.
I'd like to
That
see you
is a lie.
disprove that.
That is a
And
lie.
Frank Hamilton is in prison at the moment
That
for
is
sex
a lie.
crimes. So
That is a lie.
that is how credible
lie.
Gerry Hannan is.
Is that the best? Is that the best you can come up with?
All right.
Is that the best you can
Okay.
come up
You're
this-
pathetic.
this is very
Jerry.
much,
Best
you can come up with?
Very much a Limerick row.
It's a squabble.
It's a squabble, and we're going to
And nobody's
move
interested.
on because we have to meet other people.